Good evening, fellow octogenarians. I'm delighted I chose to wear this fucking blue shirt tonight against this background. And I love the way the room's been set out, you know. No central reservation to make it easier for the people in the middle to move out. No, we'll just ram everybody in, make it as difficult as possible. But yeah, this is nice. And as well as doing stand-up, I should tell you, I'm also a sidekick, and it is it's a curse, because if I feel something in the room, I've got to share it. And I felt something this evening, I've got to be honest, and just give me a minute. It's in the front row here, and I'm feeling, I'm drawn to you. Something's happened today. What? It's to do with travel, isn't it? If something happened today to do with travel, it's to do with you've been awarded a free bus pass. Is that correct? Is that correct? And we've never met, have we? I don't know you, but I was still at the bar earlier when you were talking about it. And I suspect there's people in the room who thought, fucking hell, he's good. If he... So, and I've done a bit of research. Are we all pretty much from Thatcham? No, great. So this is going to fall completely flat. This is a bit of a history lesson. Did you know that the first settlement in Thatcham was about 12,000 years ago in the Paleolithic period? Did you know that? Yes. I'm looking round the room. It's fairly obvious there's some direct descendants. And the word Thatcham, there's two reasons for it, right? And the first one comes from a Saxon chief called Tace, and he added ham to it, which is Saxon for village, okay? The one I prefer is the builders that built the first settlements. They got to the end of the week and they realised they'd run out of materials to put the roofs on. And they went to see the foreman and said, we've run out of stuff, we've run out of materials. What are we going to do for the roofs? And he just said, Thatcham. I love that. 1125. Richard II granted you a market town. And you were the envy of Newbury, so much so, apparently, that the townsfolk from Newbury used to come and ransack your village. And I thought, that's quite harsh. Am I going to be safe coming to Thatcham tonight? But according to crime statistics in 2022, Thatcham is the 34th safest medium-sized town in Berkshire. So... And not a lot has changed, because the three most dangerous towns in the whole of Berkshire are, do we know what number one is? Slough. That comes as no surprise, does it? Do we know what number two is? No, fucking Newbury. And number three, I couldn't believe this when I read this, the third most dangerous town in the whole of Berkshire. Any ideas? No. Windsor! And I think that just goes to prove the Royals have got a fucking lot to answer for, to be honest. I've qualified for something this week. Yeah, it's fantastic. I went to my local garden centre on Sunday and she said, would you like a senior citizen discount card? Sorry? I said, well, clearly you're of that age. I said, well, is there any benefit in it? She said, oh yeah, you get 40% off a roast dinner on a Monday. Is it going to cost me anything? She said, no, they're free. I said, I'll have one. And then I looked at the small print. You do get 40% off a roast dinner on a Monday, served between 9:30 and 11. And I thought, who the fuck eats a roast dinner on a Monday, served between 9:30 and 11? But for the past 4 weeks I have. So, as Graham said, I went to the Leicester Comedy Festival in 2022 and I won the Silver Stand-Up, which was a competition aimed at the over 55s, right? And basically you had to send a video in, and if you got through, you got invited. And I got through the heat, and I got through to the final, and I won, and it was great. Over 55s, there was no upper age limit. Backstage, it was like God's waiting room for comedians. One act, just before he was going to go on, he was slumped in a chair with his eyes closed, and we were looking at him thinking, oh my God, is he dead or asleep? And somebody said, do you think we should wake him? I said, no, leave it, it'll increase our chances. And I went on and I did my bit, did my 5 minutes, and I won. And I got on the phone to my wife straight away. I said, you'll never guess, after 4 years of trying, I've only gone and won. And she's like, oh, that's fantastic. What have you won? Because obviously, I am married to somebody from Mumbai. I said, I've won a trophy. She's like, anything else? No. A couple of hours later, I'm back in Gloucester showing her the trophy. She said, that's very nice. Have you won anything else? I said, no, it's just that trophy. I told you. Right. I've been on the website and checked. Oh, shit. What about the £500 cash prize they're advertising? I was gutted, right, because I had that lined up for something special. And she's like, what have I told you all through our marriage? I don't know, there's been so many things it's hard to remember. She said, never ever lie. And she's true, she's right, you know, you should never lie in a marriage. She went away on a cruise last April for a week, right? She phoned me on the Wednesday. All right, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Are you missing me? I remember what she said, never lie. Absolutely not. She started clutching at straws. Well, I bet the dog's missing me. He wasn't. He was loving it. We were just me and him. He was sleeping on my bed. I was feeding him from the table. We were going to the pub every night. We went and got tattoos. Well, I did. And I can remember on the Thursday, he was just sat there looking at me, and he can't speak, I know that. But I could read his mind. He was like, oh, Dad, this is fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. Why don't we move and just not tell her? We can't do that, no. We can't do that. As Graham said, the competition was aimed at sort of the over 55s, and I don't mind sharing this with you. I retired in March this year because I'm at a certain age, and I've really found out, because old people are pretty irritating, aren't they, to be honest? I mean, 50% of this room will fucking know that. You know, you could be stood in, I was in Tesco's today, and there's an old lady in front of me. I didn't say anything to her, but she just turned round. And they just love telling you how old they are. I'm 84. Yeah, whatever. You know, why do old people think they've got to tell everyone how old they are, even if they're not asked? Because I'm 65. I don't mind. But since I retired, I've spent 24/7 with my wife. Yeah. Has anybody else experienced that?
Yeah.
You have? You've been with my wife? Well, we've just got to that. It's been 6 months and it's just got to that sort of irritating stage, if I'm honest. Nothing major, just little things. A breathing. And if we're out in the car, we'll come up to a T-junction and I want to turn right. And I'll say, is it safe to go? She'll go, yeah. And as I pull out, halfway across the road, if you're quick. I don't need that shit here. We did dry January this year. We still drank. Just no sex. It was her fault, because before Christmas she said, oh, we've been together 20 years. Don't worry about getting me a Christmas present. So I didn't. What? we celebrated Valentine's Day. To be fair, I did the romantic thing, ordered some flowers, phoned the florist, said, can I order some flowers from the wife? Yeah. Would you like a card? I said, yeah, that'd be fine. So what do you want on the card? I said, just put to Lynn, all my love, Nick. And then she said, would you like a kiss on the bottom? I said, I could probably be there by 3. She went, no, I meant on the bottom of the card. I said, yeah, I know. I'm a comedian, I was just making a joke. And quick as a flash, she said, I bet you don't get many gigs, which I thought was a little bit harsh. But we were sat having Valentine's Day at home, because we're tight now. And my wife said, can you remember how we first met? Vaguely, it was a fair while ago. So, well, if you remember, you put an advert in the Lonely Hearts column in the paper. In fact, you put 2. But I only replied to 1. Why was that? Well, in the second one, you put your height. And I've got to be honest, that put me off. Well, I didn't know she was heightist. I should have realised, because about 2 weeks after we got together, I said, do you fancy going to Alton Towers this weekend for a change? And she said, what's the point in you going? And then when we were married, I came home one day and she said, can I ask you a question? Yeah, what is it? How do you feel about being only 9 inches taller than the largest emperor penguin ever recorded? I didn't mind that so much, but at the time she worked in a school and occasionally I used to go and have a coffee with her. And I went in this one day and she was in a meeting or something. One of her teacher friends said, Lynn's in the meeting, do you want a coffee, Nick? Yeah, I'll have a coffee. Do you want a biscuit? Yeah, I'll have a biscuit. Why don't you pick up a penguin? They all knew. That's bloody harsh, isn't it? It is harsh. So we have been married 23 years, and she just moaned a lot. She moaned the other day about there's no romance in our relationship anymore. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, well, maybe when we're being intimate, it would be nice to have some music playing just to break the silence. So I thought, she's got a point. So I recorded a couple of songs and we were getting down to it, and I put the first track on, Make It With You by Bread. I thought, that's fine, that'll do. I think I spoiled the mood slightly with my choice of song number 2, the theme from Match of the Day. But she was saying, I think perhaps we need to inject a bit of spice in our life. Maybe we should watch a sexy film or something. I thought, no, I don't want to do that. But we were watching a film a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't a sexy film at all. It was a American prison thing. And in it, the hero was trying to smuggle drugs in by wrapping them in bits of plastic and shoving them up his arse. And we were sat watching this film, and she went, that's bloody ridiculous, that. What? There. Put them in bits of plastic and shoving them up there, because we know how hard it is to get something up there, don't we? And I looked at her and I said, we do. And she went, oh no, it wasn't you. I said, there's no surprises in our relationship either. And again, I thought, she's got a point. So the other night, she was in the bathroom, getting ready. I went to the bedroom, turned the lights off, lit some candles, hid under the bed. And when she came in, I just grabbed her ankles. And apparently that wasn't the surprise she had in mind. But she did surprise me just before Christmas. She said, you have remembered you're picking me up from my work stool tomorrow. that was a total surprise, because she's self-employed and works from home. I said, no, that's fine. So I met her at the allocated time. She got in the car, and all I said was, "Dad, nice time?" "Are you saying I'm drunk?" "Oh, don't start that." "No, but clearly you've had a drink, haven't you?" And then we had silence for a couple of minutes, and then I got the classic, "The thing is, I don't think you love me. In fact, I don't think you've ever loved me." I said, "Well, I do, I have. No guarantees going forward, obviously. If you love me, you can prove it." I said, "Well, how am I going to do that?" She said, "You can get on top of me now in this car and make love to me." I said, "That's not going to happen." She said, "Give me one good reason why not." I said, "I'll do better than that and give you 3. I said, "Number 1, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Number 2, we're still outside Wetherspoons in the middle of Gloucester. And number 3, we've got your girlfriend Chris in the back of the car because we're giving her a lift home." That was the girlfriend she went on that cruise for a week with. I didn't mind, I didn't bat an eyelid, I paid for it. I wanted one night away with my girlfriend to spend that fire every day. She's not a happy person, actually. It was her birthday. Today. I got her a spa day, but apparently she hates grocery shopping. I know. We were chatting at Christmas. She said, "Right, 2023, I think you need to change your ways. You need to be a better person. You need to be less aggressive. You need to calm down a bit." But it's difficult because I don't mind admitting I've got issues. But I say issues. Let's call them by their proper name, shall we? Fucking stepchildren. I do get on with them, they're fine. But me and her, we clash a little bit. And we were talking at Christmas, and I inadvertently used the word Eskimo in a conversation. And she went off on one. She said, "That is so appalling, that is so bad." And I said, "Look, it's just a term I've grown up with, I don't mean anything by it." She said, "The thing is," she said, "you wouldn't appreciate that's discriminatory because you've never been discriminated against." I said, "Sorry?" She said, "You've never been discriminated against." I said, "I'm fucking ginger." I said, "Let me tell you, I applied for a gig in Bristol last year. It said acts wanted, particularly those of LGBT or POC persuasion. I phoned them up, so I'm interested in the gig. They said, 'Are you LGBT?' I said, 'No.' They said, 'Are you POC?' I said, 'I don't know, what does it mean?' They said, 'A person of colour.' I went, 'Yes, I am.' They said, 'What colour are you?' I said, 'Ginger.' And they put the phone down. I did suffer as a kid being ginger. Predominantly the name calling, Copper Knob, Duracell, Ginger Nut, you little ginger wanker. And I can remember saying, "Dad, just leave it out." I was thinking of my dad the other day because I was watching something on YouTube, and I was watching as a world of sport, wrestling. Can we remember the wrestling used to be on a Saturday afternoon? And I can remember as a kid in about 1966, 67, when I was like 5 or 6 growing up. And after the wrestling, me and Dad always used to have a wrestle. And I used to try and pin his shoulders down for the count of 3. And he always managed to pop his one shoulder up. And looking back, I think he was trying to teach me a life lesson in so much as, look, no matter how hard things are, always keep trying, and one day you'll achieve what you want to. And he was right, because I can remember the elation I felt the day I managed to pin his shoulders down for the count of 3. It was fantastic, it was like nothing else. He was 86 and in the care home. Suffering with real bone disease. He wasn't!